Hey guys, DFA here, welcome back to the channel, and today we are taking a look at a ship that I purchased in the current shipyard rotation, the Black Fushun. And I think I've already covered the Fushun in a video which talked about Deck 3 ships beating their premiums at their tier, and this one is actually, it's kind of surprising that they're putting a black version of it given how good the regular Fushun is. So let's see how they've actually improved it, if they have. And so what are we looking at when we look at the Black Fushun? Well, a couple of changes from the Fushun. The first one is you do not have the engine accelerator, you get the rapid reload one instead. That's a major boost because it's a Pan-Asian DD with deep-water torpedoes, meaning that they cannot hurt other destroyers, and you will get YOLO'd quite often in the Fushun. With that thing you can actually fight back with your rapid reload guns. And what are you getting as well? You get 3 fuel smoke charges instead of smoke 1, and that's actually pretty good to me. I prefer having fuel smoke for torpedo boats than regular smoke. I think regular smoke is better for gunboats than fuel smoke. So it's actually a pretty good change of skills for the Black Fushun. For the rest it's almost identical. very small increase in hit points. Still the hit points, it's very good for a tier 6 destroyer. Survivability is also pretty good, a little bit more torpedo damage reduction, but that really does not matter. And the concealment is also best in class at 5.9 kilometers top speed, very nice, 37 knots. The rest of the maneuverability stats are average, but it's still no stinker yet, no single red cell on the list. So what are you getting as guns? Because those are super important. You get deep water torpedoes, you have to rely on them to defend yourself. 13 centimeter guns, pretty decent reload, 5 seconds, pretty decent range, 8 kilometers, good HE and APD about 20,000, and good turret rotation, turret traverse speed. So very good guns indeed, no real weak points. Torpedoes, it's the same story. You get 6 53 centimeter torpedoes, very good reload time, 33 seconds. Burst damage is on the low end at 23 seconds, but still it's actually average for the tier. Certainly not lower if you compare it with the Fubuki, but it's quite competitive with the other DDs that we have on the page here, especially better than the Italian one, and the DPM at 32,000 is very good, almost the best at tier 6. You get a pretty good range, you get a pretty good speed. These are deep water torpedoes, they will be detected later, and your enemies will not have as much time to react. And finally you get the best small caliber AA. At tier 6 it is still absolute garbage, you won't be shooting down anything, but yeah, why not mention it, right? Let's take a look at that thing in action. And here we are, kind of a difference with the regular Fushun. With that thing I am a little bit more aggressive at the beginning of the game. We do have 3 DDs and 2 cruisers on the enemy team, but yeah, I'm going to get into the cap. I'm also seeing that I'm not going there alone. I have a DD on my right and the cruiser is kindly following me. So yeah, it's a fairly safe situation so far. And so yeah, that rapid reload thing is actually kind of a big thing, because that's pretty much the problem that you get with the Pan-Asian destroyers, is you get YOLO. Yeah, there you go, you see, that's kind of the worst nightmare of the Fushun. There are 2 enemy DDs jumping at my throat, but not a problem. I'm simply going to keep some distance with them, because I want to give myself some margin instead. If they decide to shoot torpedoes at me, I must have the time to react. And yeah, I'm certainly going to be using the rapid reload, and you see how fast it goes to take care of that destroyer. It's it's actually pretty nice change of skill with the Black Fushun. So yeah, you're not really afraid of dueling destroyers anymore. You can really make it work, absolutely no problem, and essentially I can actually remain a little bit more in caps than I normally would. This guy, I think he's already shot torpedoes. I'm not sure why he's coming after me, I'm not sure. So I'm going to take the safe option and retreat, always keeping some distance between the 2 of us, and activating the fuel smoke to disengage. That's why I think the fuel smoke is a better option than the regular smoke, because the regular smoke, kind of lock you in place. Once you've activated it, you kind of have to remain within your smoke screen. The fuel stroke lets you remain mobile, it lets you actively disengage, or it lets you YOLO any other ships. So yeah, it's probably the best choice for any torpedo boat, and certainly a good choice for the Black Fushun. So, I'm not alone, I'm accompanied by the French Guépard there. I have no idea what my cruiser is doing so far behind. I completely lost track of him on the minimap while I was busy dogfighting the other DDs. And yeah, I think they've had enough. So I took down one of them, the other one I have no idea where he is, probably retreating, so I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive there. Yeah, and what do we have? We have the Dallas, absolutely not worried about that thing. At that range it cannot hit me. And we have an Andrea Doria. That's, oh la 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 la, and that's annoying, that's annoying. Yeah, that's a very dangerous situation for me. If the Icarus decides to make a comeback, no, not the Icarus, sorry, if the Gallant decides to make a comeback right now, and that's exactly what it does. I'm spotted right in the middle of the jungle there in front of the Italian battleship. So yeah, let me hide. Okay, so we do put 6 torpedoes on the battleship, by the way, so that's a very good performance. Maneuverability decent enough to let us dodge torpedoes that we detected at the last moment. And now that I know the guy has shot torpedoes, I'm going to be a bit more aggressive and wait until he comes out of its smoke. And you see, that's kind of what I was saying, that fuel smoke, it kind of locks you in place. Everyone knows where you will be, and you don't really have an incentive to continue shooting while you are at it at that range. So yeah, this guy has no good option essentially, and he has to continue, well, he has to commit to the wrong direction, and yeah, that becomes an easy target. Yeah, so there you go, the Black Fushun. So we get a better version of something that was already absolutely excellent, borderline broken. And for what? For something like 40, 45 copper, is it? Something like that? Well, it's probably the cheapest ship on the shipyard anyway, and definitely one that you should be getting. It doesn't really have any weaknesses, it's really all good, it's the complete package. And yeah, those deepwater torpedoes, by the time that video is released, you will probably have watched the testing I did in training room versus regular torpedoes, and you see that the detection times of enemy ships, it's much lower when you are shooting those torpedoes, so they're absolutely dangerous at any range. And yeah, it makes that thing even more dangerous, to be honest, now that you can actually handle DDs at mid to short range. So yeah, certainly one of my top picks, if not the top pick for the current shipyard. There are other ships that I took in the shipyard, and I'm going to explain, I'm going to cover them in the coming weeks, so you still have the time to save resources for them and buy them before the shipyard rotation. And in any case, if you are willing to get into destroyers and learn the playstyle of destroyers, this is certainly a very good choice indeed. So here we are, that was the end of the game, end of the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, learned a couple of interesting things. I will certainly be leaving you with that beautiful image of me hitting an island once again. Yeah, luckily we do have the Dallas right in front of us, and that thing cannot hit anything past 6 kilometers, so that is what keeps us alive in that scenario. So yep, there you go, end of the Black Fushun review. Stay safe, take care, that was DFA signing out, bye bye.